Coming on again to continue. I'm on the other side now, sitting down and sharing this beautiful rising with you and the beautiful joyful energy of the animals here this morning. Lots of dogs playing, birds flying by. So new rising. Let our eyes immerse in the first rays of the sun. Letting the waves speak, the water speak, the animals speak. Imagine greeting life, greeting each day with this exuberance, with this joy of life. That is living prayer, living gratitude. Another little bundle of joy. That's how it feels often when we meet soul family, just like these dogs are meeting and greeting each other. It's joy when we finally meet. Yeah. So powerful new energies coming in. Been having strong solar flares. Everything is shifting. With the change of Saturn as well, Saturn into Aries. Yeah. Telepathy coming fully online. I love watching how the seagulls fly every day differently with the currents of the wind. So many coming in this morning. They sleep somewhere else and then they fly up here for the day. Sometimes it's a mystery. There's 3 aqua phoenixes flying together. Beautiful snake birds. Have a look at their beautiful posture. So as these birds are flying in as well, let's feel, when I speak about soul embodiment, it's also the embodiment and integration of all of our parts, because we have been quite fragmented, like split up into pieces, and all of us coming together within ourselves, coming into wholeness. It's like the animals coming together. Everything outside of us we can utilize for what is going on inside of us. Yeah, like all these birds flying in. This is our integration, our parts coming back into ourselves that we have shut off, that were separated. It's a very strong process. I am also feeling my throat chakra is in recalibration. I'm feeling not as yeah, my language, my everything is changing. You might notice that. So yeah, there's a consciousness that is even clearer of every word, of everything. So yeah, my voice, my language is recalibrating. Spoke a lot of German yesterday too. I had a beautiful meeting with a German woman, and yeah, when that also happens, speaking with my mother for 2 hours in German, and yeah, it's very strong. And when I speak about something in German, it goes deeper in. It's another aspect of my brain, so that needs to be included because I'm bilingual, fully bilingual. I speak Spanish as well, but that's not so fluent because I'm not using it a lot. But my wiring is fully English and German in the language, and then the language beyond the language of the conditioned language. So much conditioning via language, yeah, via sayings and everything we have grown up with, and it's very, very powerful. So yeah, so this deep merging, the full merging of our higher self and all aspects of ourselves coming in, that's a process. Feel how profound that is. That's why it takes time, even though there isn't any time. And when we really get that there isn't any time, then we are not pushing for anything, because it just takes however long it takes. Yeah, and remember how long computers needed to be turned off to upgrade, to recalibrate, or our phones, and now it just happens. This used to be for myself as well. I used to have to shut down for months or weeks when an upgrade came, and now it's continuously upgrading. I don't have to be asleep for that, it's continuously. I also love what I've learned with the body talk system, working with the formulas and the dynamic interactive formulas. That has super helped me to integrate all the time. That when a formula is running, that helps me embody, or others, that we have plugged a formula in, the sessions get plugged in, and the body talk sessions, the sessions get activated when we are together in person or remotely, because there is no space, no time, we are always together. So I don't need to be physically with you for a session. Yeah, the sessions get activated, and then they run and work on me, on us, when you interact with your life, when we interact with our life. Then the triggers come in, and through the living, it works itself then out. It comes into coherence. Belief systems come into new perspective. Active memories, networks collapse, and a whole new perception comes on. Like, get a feel for what an intricate, complex process that is in the deeply conditioned human body. Imagine having lived for 70 or 50 years, or even watch your children when they are only 10 or 15 and they have taken belief systems on, of course, like all humans do. We all have been conditioned. That's part of the human experience. Yeah, mom and dad and all these different. That's why we have different voices inside of us as well. Very fascinating. That's why getting to know ourselves so deeply and coming home to ourselves, bringing all these parts into ourselves is so important before we relate also very intimately with others. And often through the relationships, the intimate relationships, the close one-on-one, romantic and so on, life relationships, life partnerships, before we have fully embodied, they are often just halves of us interacting with halves of the others for our soul's evolution or to resolve karmic contracts. When we have been really coming home to ourselves with all these parts in us and aware of them and integrated, then the whole relating changes. When we know that we are free beings, that we are eternal souls, yeah, and we've brought our divine aspects into this body, then the whole relating changes. Yeah. Often we looked, or people look for parts of themselves that they haven't yet embodied in another. But when we have come fully home into our sovereignty, then the coming together is for a very different reason. And that's where many of the forerunners are at now. Yeah, then it's about who is in my frequency. And then what is our mission together? That will unfold. It's about that. Because a personal gratification has happened within. Then we are not seeking another to heal them, to fix them, because we haven't yet healed and fixed ourselves, which means we haven't yet come into wholeness. But when we are whole, and there is a level at some point that comes on where we are not anymore the wounded healer, but the whole healed healers. Then we can truly facilitate healing and wholeness, because everyone can only take you where they have gone to. That's a big shift. I remember at one time in a retreat when that suddenly came on, that's many years ago, where it felt like, oh wow, well, how am I walking and how is shifting when I'm not wounded anymore, when I am the leader and not the follower in that way, when I am going into this, for embodiment, not anymore also the wound healing and so on. It was a big shift, and then everything shifted, but those shifts happened very gradually. Yeah, and this is going from doing also into being, which we can't force and we cannot make it happen. It's a deep surrender to our own higher self. And surrender is not passivity. It's not doing nothing. I haven't been passive in my deepest intergenerational and deepest soul multidimensional healing. Even if it looks or looked passive, I haven't been passive. I'm continuously responding to my higher self. Not anyone else, no authority outside of myself. For this process, we need to also deeply follow what our body needs to allow these shifts. If we need rest, we need to rest. It's just like when our computer needs to upgrade and don't touch it, that can be our body. There's important times of walking alone, of celibacy, of just being with ourselves, so no other energy can interfere. Again, the computer, don't touch. Don't turn it off while it's upgrading. Don't turn it on. Don't touch anything. Or when we do a payment online, don't touch while it's going through. This is our process. We have a physical body here that needs to shift to align with our higher self. All our higher dimensional states, our higher self, our spirit, our soul, and all our multidimensional selves aligning, coming into alignment, coming online in this body, all our gifts, all our skills, our soul that has been eternal, that is eternal, has gathered so many skills and so much wisdom forever. Like, let that sink in. Eternal and forever, literally. And now we are here in this body, having been conditioned that we age and that we are limited and that we die and then we are gone. Like, there's so much that needs to reprogram. Yeah? And some expect this to happen with one smoke of something. Doesn't happen because there's a lot of wiring. It's just like a house that you renovate. Yeah, you can tear it down. You can't do it in 1 second. The physical structure of it, it takes time. My family home is just being remodeled. They're just totally have been ripping it open and making a new home out of it. Stays in the family. Yeah, this is a deep intergenerational healing that I have been doing energetically, psychologically, spiritually. Other members of my family are doing it with the physical house. We are all in our different positions. New babies coming in and so on. We are all in different positions, but we are all in this intergenerational healing and integrating with our physical bodies and our physical lives. Restructuring money, changing our waters. When you change your water to return to origin water, I drink to that, you return to origin. It helps us return to origin. When we change our water to this water, that is the promise of the water, and the founders are of highest integrity. I do not partner with anyone who is not in integrity. Their reasons for having created this 50 years ago, 51 now, are integral. They are ethical. This is ethical, community orientated, and part of the restructuring. Our microbiome changes, we hydrate deeply, and then everything shifts. That has been assisting me and has been quickening me more than anything else has. So I wish I had begun drinking it earlier, but also it doesn't matter because there isn't any time. It came to me, and sometimes this is still, we have this human thinking of, oh, I wish that would have happened earlier, I wish la la la. No, everything happens exactly when and how it's meant to be. That's just part of the old. I wish it would be different than it is. It's not. That's totally a waste of keeping people in loops. So let's drink to that and open that up. And when these belief systems come up, how I work with them, I plug a formula in to also unravel all the active memory around it. Because we haven't just said this once, we have said this probably a billion, a trillion times. Or just the thought, oh, I wish I would have, oh, I wish I would have. I have done this, I don't know, infinite amount of times. So that's also guilt, that's shame related. Yeah, that's not part of the new operating system. So everything happens exactly when, and then I plug a formula into that to unravel it, and it's like pulling a weed. I don't really consider plants as weed, but I use this analogy. You pull it out at the root and then it's gone. But where we are sitting here, if you would pull out just one little of this, it's a whole network here. It's a whole network. So you'd have to pull the whole network out, otherwise it keeps spreading again. So we are not doing this. They are beautiful plants, but you get the analogy. This is how there's a network of active memories in our body. There isn't just one belief system, there's a whole active memory network around it. And we always need to address the whole network. That's what I do when I help us shift. When I'm with you in a session and that comes up and a formula gets plugged in for that, then you go off into your life for some days or a few weeks, and that will work on you, and you work with it consciously, or we together, and then when you feel, oh, that's done, you come again. And your body, these are recursive. Any session that ever was plugged in, they can come on if there's a deeper root. Your body is so intelligent, and your higher self, of course, that it still keeps running and keeps that memory of it. That's what I teach and guide others as well, to work with that, so that you can deprogram yourself, because we need to deprogram ourselves consciously. And yes, there's a lot of medicines around, sacred medicines, sacred compounds that help activate, that help bring new awareness in, that help deep trauma healing, that without them would be really hard, and they are not the end solution. We have to work in every moment with it, shifting it. And if the water isn't changed and you go back to toxic water and non-alive water, the body is often too rigid to shift and goes back to exactly into the comfort zones. So, very important. Yeah, so this is a follow-on from my first live this morning, and then sitting down here in this beautiful rising and in this portal. This is a strong portal. I'm sitting here under this tree. I've come to you often from here, you know, and I haven't planned what I say. It comes through from source. It comes through from my higher self. What needs to come through this morning for the field, for the grid, for you, for those of you who take the space to receive and to listen. This is freely gifted, and you have to come to it. Just like how I have to come here to the ocean, I have to come to the trees, I have to come to receive. You have to come to me, onto my channel, my page, to receive. And you need to be open to receive. If you are not, you might just quickly scroll or stay closed. Yeah, but if you are receiving so much, and then you are activating. You are activating also the field by receiving. Giving and receiving is one. You know this again, coming back to the topic of relationships. If you can't receive the love another is sharing with you, because this is a love sharing, because we are love, then love doesn't flow and the relationship doesn't flow. It needs to have two embodied, aware, open beings that let love flow. And money is love. Money needs to flow. Everything is aligning with water, because we are water beings on a water planet. Everything needs to flow. Water needs to flow, or it's stagnant, and we know all what stagnant waters do. This is the same with our body. Pain is often stagnation, inflammation. Comes from dehydration, from not being in the flow. Yeah, being depressed in the mood and so on. Not being in the flow. Blocked Yeah, blocked to the joy of life, blocked to the joy of love, which is life. Blocked to our soul flow. So that's why aligning all with the sacred ways of water is a very key element in helping us come fully online. If you like to watch a masterclass I have created about that, let me know. I send it to you. Freely gifted. Yeah. But you need to be open to receive, otherwise you can't. That makes sense. So, and as way showers, we need to first have embodied that. So I'm giving and receiving to life. I'm coming here and bringing myself fully. I'm giving here to my mother, to Mother Earth. I am receiving fully. If I couldn't receive from her, walking here with shoes or closed up and closed heart, and I can't receive her love, then I can't give as well, and it's blocked. That's what we see a lot. That's where, yeah, all kinds of distortions happen. Shooting people, killing children, killing mothers, killing fathers, killing koalas, killing horses out of the air, killing donkeys out of the air, like killing, disconnected. Beautiful aqua phoenix flying by, beautiful snake bird. So, you might feel that too when you hear truth or speak truth. All is truth, but something really profound, the truth shivers come on. That's also how we activate our own Kundalini energy. Yeah, and some of us, many of us need to speak our truth, who we truly are. So that's also a deep part of the wounding. Imagine being a child, and when you are your full authentic self, one of your parents, it might be also one that does that all the time, shuts you down, feels uncomfortable with it, and then you begin to amend yourself. Oh, I have to be different when dad is around, I have to be different when mom is around. Can be different for each of us wherever we have the biggest wound in that way. I've watched myself do that with my children, and then my daughter, who is very conscious, my son, they're very conscious, then she says to me, I'm mentioning her because I'm living with her right now, and yeah, sometimes I do that, and then she's like, why do you, I'm just feeling joyful in me, and then that's my own wound. And then that annoys me in that moment. And I'm like, why does that annoy me? Oh, that has happened to me when I was her age or younger. And then my father got annoyed by me being me. By me being joyful, excited, magical, happy. That triggered him. So I had to shut that down. It's a very profound, and then we get comfortable in shutting ourselves down because it was a norm, and then we look for people with whom we amend ourselves. They are the so-called false, I use the word twin flame, the false relationships, the karmic relationships. They are karmic because they are helping us also resolve that, because we need to become aware of that. Oh, I'm with a partner, I'm in the same pattern. And then slowly we return to our origin, our true self. That's the inner child healing, so that we in every moment stay authentically who we are, no matter with whom we are. Totally authentic who we are. Never shutting ourselves down and falsifying ourselves, acting differently than our nature is or wants to. So there can't be honest relating, authentic relating, if we haven't fully embodied and become our authentic whole self. Our authentic whole self, integrated. That is the integrated, healed healer, whole healer. Yeah. And then together, then we can attract, then we are ready to meet that one who has done the same work to get there, to heal, to fully integrate, to be authentically who they are in every moment. Then there isn't anymore a running away, a shutting down. There's just then an open flow, each staying authentically who they are, free. That is so free. That doesn't bind another, because we know we've always been just us. We were never separated. Then we don't need to cling and hold on. We can just be free and share. Then we are a mirror, a true mirror of the authentic self, not a mirror of the wounded self. I need to repeat that to let that sink in. So a mirror of our authentic self instead of a mirror of our wounded self. Ooh, let's repattern that. That's a process too. Where I'm at, I can see it and I see where I'm at, and I've done many, many years and lifetimes of deep healing of that. And in this lifetime, over 20 years and all my life, I've been healing that. Yeah, and becoming really conscious of that. So what I say here is an activation and a full transmission, and how your consciousness can work with it, you will see. And if you like assistance in going deeper and working on unraveling that, and in your journey, guidance, assistance to come fully into yourself with all your aspects, we do this deeply one-on-one. Then we can go into group work. But often groups come together too early, and then people lose themselves in each other and take too much on from others. While, yeah, and it can be helpful because the others mirror aspects of the self. So wherever you are at, but at some point this needs to be deeply just ourselves to come into the all oneness. And then, you know, this is too, I've been calling my soul tribe in also with this water, and to share this water. But this is not to follow me or to copy anyone. We are creating something very new. This is the Aqua Phoenix movement. This is the movement of the Kangen shamans uniting. And yeah, our soul family, where we are all resonating. We don't need to be persuaded or convinced of anything. We just resonate and we feel the full yes, and then we do the work to align, and we share together, bringing this powerful water to others who are actually already waiting for us to join us in too. It's our soul family. Hello, where are you all? You might know people who suddenly find out, oh wow, I had a brother I didn't know about. Oh wow, and I've got all these step siblings I didn't know about. I know one man, he lived in East Germany. He suddenly found out he had a brother here, or an aunt, and so on. And then he came out here. He came out here and he had never seen the ocean. So suddenly he met his family and he met the ocean, and a whole new life began for him. So this is the same. We are meeting our soul family, and we are so many ping waking up from the light in our frequency. You can recognize us. We recognize each other, and we will now so strongly be magnetized to each other, and then there is no doubt. Immediately we know, oh wow, we have known each other forever. Yeah, and we come together. Let's come together now here. The time of no support, of doing it all alone is over. I deeply shifted the last few days even in that. So much grief about, wow, this having been doing this life, being in this life so long, also quite alone, and then also realizing no, and I've had so much support, and there's deeper layers now. That's true as a woman. Yeah, to open up, to receive from the man, the masculine, his presence, the masculine and our inner. This is from my inner. Yeah, and then the outer. Unconditionally, because I grew up with the conditioning that it was conditional, but deep down it was also unconditional. There was just wounding that I have perceived, and these are the wounds we are healing. This is unconditional love, unconditional sharing. It's like I shared before, everything needs to flow, love needs to flow, everything needs to flow, everything is love. For me, money is love, water is love, everything flows from soul. Yeah, and there's a bank of spirits, not the distorted banks down here. The banks of spirit are like the river banks, they are like the ocean shore, they are like the masculine and the feminine. Yeah, where not one uses or abuses, where we flow together. We've been healing that deeply. Every relationship I've been in, we were already flowing like that. In all relationships, we were both, or all of us, giving and receiving. And there were deeper unconscious layers that I'm only just getting to now, where I felt especially guilty to receive. But then there's a guilt on both sides. Because if you have a guilt and a block to receive, there's also a block to give. Everything needs to be aligned. It is all hanging together. So, going deeply to these scarcity fears and scarcity patterns, I've been deeply getting to them. Opening myself to receive. And you feel into what has been easier for you, to give or to receive. We all have that. I used to feel so guilty, so ashamed when I was given to, when I received a gift from my grandparents or so. There was always this guilt. It's a deep, distorted pattern I had to resolve. I had to integrate and bring in and open myself to receive. And I've also been opening that by giving and opening to receiving. And I have been so learning to receive, and it's beautiful. And it's really balancing out. I'm equally open to receive. There's a voice saying almost. Yes, I am fully open to receive. So I am drinking this water, also fully receiving it. And how is this linked? Because our cells, we are water beings, and if already in the womb, the water, our mother didn't have the right hydrating water, or yeah, it's deep ancestral patternings. But our cells are programmed on that. And then we grew up with not the right water, and our cells are deeply thirsty, not hungry, they are thirsty. And when we are quenched with water, like the cactus in the desert, that's why I saw them last night, then our soul can flower and blossom, and that flower doesn't ever rot. Go and look up the picture of the Sonoran desert flowers, the cactus flowers. Look up the beautiful pictures. Yeah. Recalibration. So let's breathe that in. I also tap on my 3 brains, head and heart and belly, to tap it in. It's part of a bigger understanding that I'm teaching about as well and guiding with. So let's get back to that. Deeply in the womb already, we take on the conditioning of our parents. If they were in fear of not having enough, or felt guilty to receive, we take that on instantly in the womb. So harder to receive than give, but it affects the giving too, and it can come out at different life stages. Or if you are born and your mother doesn't have breast milk, not enough milk for you, just nothing coming out, not coming out, imagine how you feel as a child. Oh, my mother isn't fully giving, it's not fully flowing. And oh, I'm not fully receiving. And the hospitals were interfering in that. Instead of teaching the mothers, they were feeding the children, the babies, bottles. And so we could never establish that flow. There was a first interference that happened to me. So then we can grow up with being forever hungry and forever thirsty, and that never can be fulfilled because it's an early, deep imprint of. And then they put us on schedules. Oh, can't feed her yet because it's not time yet. I don't know if that happened so much to me, but to a degree it did, because everybody was following rules. Yeah, and then all these kinds of this longing is there. So with the water, I've been healing that. Just drinking. I've also been healing that with my children. I had abundant milk for them. My body fed them for years. I was giving in overflow. They were receiving abundantly. So we've been healing that in a very deep physical way. Not just in my mind or in my spirit, but I've been healing it here in the physical. And that's when I share this water with you. That is also the energy of my medicine, my mother's water, my mother's milk, in inverted commas. Our breast milk is more water than milk. It's a very special medicine, specifically made for our babies. You cannot get that out of a bottle because there is everything in it. My body has made that for my children. It's a wonder medicine. And when we once did that, the frequency, the blueprint I still carry. I carry this healing frequency because my body knows how to make the right water for my children and my soul family. So this is what I infuse this water with, and when others are connected to in my network with my machine, this is the energy that flows through. That's why I often say I'm also the Kangen mother, the mother who helps you, the divine mother energy, who helps you return to origin with this special water that is also infused with my consciousness and my deep embodied experience of making the right water in my body for my children, there are healing tribes. This is how powerful this medicine is, where the women who have nursed, they are the healers in the villages, and they heal people by just laying their breasts onto them, healing with the energy of that. This is not dirty or sexual. I'm talking here about healing. And of course, healing the sexual energy and healing the distorted energies involves everything. But I'm talking about the healing frequency of the feminine body that is fully activated and fully whole and fully on and aware. Yeah. So that energy, we also, when fully aware of that, like I said before, I don't have to be physically with you. Remote healing works super well, even better, because there's no, it's instant. So the energy that flows through me is coming from all of that. It's also coming from source, but it's deeply embodied because I've been healing it with my body. I've been also healing what I didn't get. I'm now giving myself. I have been receiving it from others as well, but I am fully in myself. Everything, I'm self-existing. Yeah, but we are not meant to exist alone. We are like this in the new earth frequencies, unity in community. The alone time, learning to self-exist, was the individuation and coming into sovereignty. We needed to do that, and everybody needs to do that. And then we come together, but we can already come together and do it in that. But we way showers had to do it alone. So I am here now. The InSync Prosperity community is set up. You can just flow in, join the Aqua Phoenix movement to become your sovereign self, and then we flow together. Oh, there's so much that is so big what is coming through today. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm drinking to that now, letting it all restructure in my body. I'm going to go into the water soon. This goes into the grid to all of you and into the earth grid. I'm fully sharing. Please feel free to share this with others. It's very important. This is a powerful session that just flowed through. A powerful activation that when you hear it, you feel points that you resonate with, that, oh wow, that happened to me, or wow, I feel it. Don't think, just feel and let it unravel. Let's tap also our head, our heart and our belly. 3 brains, they need to be aligned, they need to be activated to help our embodiment. And let me show you the sky. I'm feeling also the angelic energies supporting us. So, yeah, we're not alone. We are in a really powerful stage, the karmic ending, and really coming fully online into our soul missions. So I will go now, sending you so much love and blessings. Let's have another drink together. Opening to receive, opening to receive. Open yourself to receive this. Open yourself for the veils to lift. Open yourself to the deep processes. Breathing opening up to coming fully in all parts of ourselves. And if you are ready to deeper work with me, get in touch. If you're ready, if you feel aligned to join the Aqua Phoenix movement, get in touch. And yeah, I've said it all. I could repeat it all, but when I feel this, as if I want to start again and say it all again, it's just like, ooh, let's activate it more. Let's do another tap. And it's also good to watch this again. Watch this again. Take it really in. But you do you. You do what you feel called to do. I'm only sharing from my embodiment, which is what I'm here to do. To be. Yeah. So, I love also putting both my hands on the ground and my head. Breathing right into the earth. And let's rise together, standing on both feet on the earth, rising into the light, merging with our higher self, opening up to receive, opening our body up to let all of ourselves in. Yeah, and this, yeah, let's visualize this is all part of ourselves. And we are opening to let it all in. Yeah. Do this every day, every moment, being aware. Palms open, and open the chest, open the heart, opening the soul chakra, the crown chakra, letting all of ourselves in. Yeah. I love seeing you all lit up and full and truly who you are, not a fake version. I'm interested in you, not in the fake or a ghostwriter or a ChatGPT written. I'm interested in you, authentically you. Yeah, not made up, not surgeryed, just you. Your beautiful soul. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Andrew. Thank you. Have a very beautiful day. Lots of love and blessings to you, beautiful family. And yeah, look at these beautiful, these beautiful formations in the sky. So much joy, so much love. I see you again soon and always in the field. Yeah. Powerful transmission today. Thank you.